What's up, everybody? We are here today. We are one day ahead of the World Cup, so we are going to be doing a quick preview. We'll be going through the group stage, making my predictions, and then also making the knockout round preview predictions. Um, so there's been a lot talked about going into this World Cup, much anticipated. It's been technically 4.5 years. Obviously, a very controversial host in Qatar with everything that's already been happening, and the tournament has not even started yet. We're not going to get into that really, but hopefully some of those things will die down and we can enjoy more of the play on the field. So. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm trying to think a couple of headlines before we get into the preview. Um, Obviously, your main favorites probably Argentina, France, Brazil. The main storylines. This is most likely Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup, last chance to win their first ever World Cup. Um, yeah, we got some very interesting group stage games. And some interesting knockout round games that could potentially happen. So, as far as the U.S., they have the youngest team in this World Cup coming in. It's going to be very interesting what they can do. It's not the easiest group, but it's a manageable group to the point where they should be able to get out and into the knockout rounds. As far as how far of a run they can make, there's going to have to be some magic for them to be able to advance deeper than the round of 16. So I would say four main favorites: Argentina, France, Brazil, probably England. Um, yeah. Today was announced for France that Karim Benzema will not be participating in the World Cup with an injury. And then for Senegal, this is big. Sadio Mane is out for the World Cup, also with an injury. Yeah, the thing it's just been so different. The World Cup feels a little bit different this year, with not being during the summer due to heat in Qatar. Um, Obviously, as we talked about, the controversies of them hosting it, but it's also just been so different with league matches still happening, and then they're gonna have to make a quick change to the World Cup for the World Cup. Um, First match is tomorrow, 8 a.m. The host Qatar taking on Ecuador. So I think we're ready to get into the preview. We're going to go group by group first. So Group A is Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Qatar, the host, they were I believe the Asian Cup champions in 2019. They are, usually the host is able to make a little bit of a run. If we look back, Russia made a run in 2018, Brazil in 2014. I think the last team to not make a knockout stage game would be that was hosting was South Africa in 2010. And to be honest with you, they are not in too hard of a group. They could have a chance to get into the knockout round. Usually hosting, it does give you that advantage. So with the advantage, I would not completely count Qatar out. Our next team is Ecuador. They play in a very challenging South American qualifying. They scored, I believe, the most goals tied with Argentina for the South American qualifying. So they're a very good attacking team. Next is Senegal. They're missing Sadio Mane, but they still got some good pieces in there that could help them advance. And then your main favorite is the Netherlands. They got a ton of playmakers and could be one of the top favorites to win the whole thing, but also they're probably five for me, but definitely to win the group. So yeah, I'm gonna put Netherlands number one to win the group. Number two, it's really hard for me because the whole months leading up to this tournament, I have had Senegal to advance into the knockout round. It's really 50-50 for me, though, with Senegal and Ecuador. As I said, don't completely count out Qatar, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. But I've changed this a lot now with the Sadio Mane injury, but I think I'm going to go with Ecuador to advance into the knockout round. Number 3, Senegal, and number 4, Qatar. So Netherlands to win Group A. Netherlands. And then second place, Ecuador. Again, I've had Senegal the whole time, but with the Sadio Mane injury, I don't think they're going to be able to do it anymore. But they definitely have the pieces if they can put it together. Next up, this is a very interesting group in Group B. We have England, Iran, the United States, and Wales. Now, for the U.S., this is kind of what they wanted. Obviously, they could have been in a little bit easier of a group, but there's only mainly one team that it's going to be a game that I don't think that they're good enough to win, and that's England. That's going to be could be probably the most watched U.S. World Cup game on Black Friday. I believe that that's going to be a great game. The U.S. they have the youngest team going into the World Cup, which could play to their advantage, but they lack experience, which could also hurt them. Again, Iran, don't count them out. They're a very good team, always competitive. And then Wales, which I think people are underrating. They haven't been to a World Cup in a long time. I think I saw something 20 years, something like that. But that's the first game for the U.S. It's not going to be an easy game on Monday against Wales. That's who they kick it off with, and that's not going to be an easy game. But if the U.S. right off the bat, they have to get at least a draw in that game. If they lose to Wales, they're really in a lot of trouble. It's their first game. It's usually it takes some time to get adjusted, but they don't really have to have that time. They at least need a draw with a win. That I'm not gonna say they're pretty much set because they still have to beat Iran. But with a win against Wales, that really will help the U.S. and they would have a really good chance of advancing. So that's a big game right off the bat, Wales and the U.S. But number one, this England team, they got so close in 2018, losing in the semifinals to Croatia. Could this be the year that it comes home and they win the finals? I don't believe they're in as good of a position as they were to win it in 2018. But again, they could do it. I believe they're definitely going to win this group, although that's going to be a great game, England and the U.S. Very anticipated game. Second, it's very close between the U.S. and Wales for me. But I think the U.S., that's a huge game, and I think they'll be able to get it done. I'm going to put them in second place to advance. Third place, Wales. Fourth place, Iran. That's a great group, though. So, England to win Group B. Second place, the U.S. Let's move into Group C. This is a very stacked group as well. There's not really a group of death this year, but there's a lot of competitive groups. But there's not really one where like any team you don't know the order at all. There's groups you mainly know who's going to finish first. It's just who's going to fight for second place. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. Excellent group. Argentina, again, they have to get it done for Messi. He said this is most likely his last World Cup. So they have to get it done for him, and they're in a very good position. This is not too difficult of a group for them. They struggled in 2018, barely made it out of the group, but I believe that they're the favorites to win this group. Mexico and Poland, a great game. Poland could also challenge Argentina, but yeah, that's an excellent game. Poland and Mexico. Mexico's going to need a result in that game. Saudi Arabia, they're a good team. They've struggled, though. They've only scored one goal, I believe, in their last 9 matches or something like that. I think they're really going to struggle in this group. So, favorite first place, I'm going Argentina. Second, between Poland and Mexico. It's going to be close, but I think Poland's going to have enough to finish in second. Third, Mexico. Fourth place, Saudi Arabia. So Argentina to win Group C. That's going to be that Messi against Lewandowski. That's a great game. But I believe Argentina has enough. and for me they're the favorite in this group. But Mexico could also. We'll see if they can challenge Argentina, but they could also challenge Poland. Next group, this is kind of a little bit of a weak, probably the weakest group. France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. France is the main favorite. Denmark has also looked pretty impressive. Australia, they've done well in their qualifying. Tunisia, I don't know a lot about. Um, this is their this back-to-back World Cup, so for them, they have some experience from last time. So we'll see what they can do, but they're probably going to struggle. Yeah, France, favorite to win the group. I think they win it. Denmark, Australia. Australia is going to need a result in that game. I don't think they'll be able to do it. Second, Denmark. Third, Australia. Fourth, Tunisia to win the group. So France as first. What a great game that would be, France and Poland in the knockout round. We could also remember it was Argentina. Argentina really needs to win this group, because if Argentina doesn't win the group, they could have another rematch of the 2018 first round where they had to play France, and they lost that game. It was a great game, but I don't think Argentina wants to play France in round one, so they need to win the group. But they can't control it. If France slips into second place, they win the group. What a great game that would be. Group E is another great group. This is Group E is between E and F for which one's really the group of death, but there's not really a clear group of death, I would say. Maybe G also, but E, you have Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. Your two main favorites, Germany and Spain. This one's pretty clear. I think Germany wins the group, but that's a great game, Germany, Spain. Second place, I believe, will be Spain. Third, I'm actually going to go with Costa Rica. And fourth, Japan. Group F, Belgium, Canada, their first World Cup in a while, Morocco, and Croatia. Canada's going to need a result. It's going to be tough. I think Belgium first, Croatia second. Remember, Croatia, though, is coming off a great run in 2018 where they made it to the finals, lost to France, but could they repeat that this year? Third, I'll go Canada. Fourth, Morocco. I could see Croatia beating Belgium, so that'll be big. Well, that would mean Belgium and Spain if Belgium wins the group, most likely, in the round of 16. And Germany, Croatia, what a game that would be. We move to Group G now. Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. The main favorite, Brazil. Second, Serbia, Switzerland, a great European matchup. I know Serbia, a lot of people are considering as that dark horse team that can make a run, but I think Switzerland second, third, Serbia, fourth, Cameroon. But yeah, Switzerland, Serbia is a great game as well. And then Group H is a good group. Your two main favorites, Portugal and Uruguay. The other teams are Ghana and South Korea. South Korea, can they produce a win against either Uruguay or Portugal? I don't think so. So I'll go first, Portugal. Second, Uruguay. Third, South Korea. Fourth, Ghana. So now let's look at what the knockout round games would be according to my mind. Netherlands and my predictions, the U.S. and Netherlands. I don't think the U.S. has enough to win a game like that. That's why I'm saying unless the U.S. really shows something, I don't see them making it further than the first round of the knockout round. So I have the Netherlands there. Let's see. So the Netherlands. And then Argentina, Denmark. I think Argentina would win that. Germany, Croatia. Germany, I think that would be a great game though. Don't count out Croatia after their run. Remember, Germany's coming off a World Cup, but they didn't make it out of the group stage. Brazil, Uruguay. What a great South American matchup that would be. I would go with Brazil though in that one. Wow, you got some great matchups that would come from this in the quarterfinals. England, Ecuador. I think England loves their draw to at least get to the quarterfinals. Unless something crazy happens, they're either going to get probably Senegal, Ecuador, or Qatar. I think England fans love that. They win the first round. England, France, and Poland. Take France. That's a great game though. So a great draw up until the quarterfinals for England. Belgium, Spain. Great game. I would take Belgium though. Portugal, Switzerland. I'm sorry, Portugal and Switzerland. Take Portugal. So Argentina and Brazil would be the only non-European teams that remain. Netherlands, Argentina, a great rematch. The semifinals of 2014. Yeah, quarter semifinals of 2014. I will take Argentina. This is a quarterfinal matchup, though. Brazil, Germany. Brazil would want that revenge from 2014. We all knew what happened, 7-1 Germany. But I will take Germany in a rematch again to win it. England, France. Again, this draw is pretty good up until the England doesn't look like they're really going to be tested up until the quarterfinals. I'll take France there. Belgium, Portugal. That one's really hard to predict, but I'll go with Belgium. So that means Argentina, the only non-European team remaining. Argentina, Germany, Argentina. France, Belgium. I'll take France. That's a great game. Argentina, France, World Cup final is what I'm saying. And I believe Argentina will win the World Cup. Third place, Germany, Belgium. And I'll go with Germany. So that's it for my World Cup predictions. I hope you enjoyed it.